I love it. It's a piece of shit. Both are okay. The funny thing is, this is as original as it can get, but nobody saw that version because after that horrific thing that Weinstein did and nobody wanted it, everybody's pressure was, you need to do something and say, this is different from what the critics saw or some of those people in this thing saw. So I took one really critical scene out, changed a little bit and changed the title up front that I should not have changed. And it always bothered me. So when I met and Locarno said like, and I just went like, I love this. So basically, like I said, you've seen the movie and people are asking for this. I would love to go back and change it. And also when you say a 4K finish, at that time, there were only 2 4K films ever done. One was this because an idiot like me believed this is going to have a very long life. I did that. And the second was this small indie film called Iron Man, which was $280 million. So they could afford to finish it, but I just finished it with that, kept it with me. But irony was when everybody just said, okay, we can release it, I don't have any of the elements. We couldn't find the 4K finish. So I had to go back to an unfinished cut in the 4K. I hope this never happens to me again. It's just like, when you have a heartbreak, you say, I never want to fall in love. Next woman you want to go with, you go like, I'm in love. So it happens, but certain things are obsessions, certain things are possessions. But this was a possession that something possessed me and I just said, now I have a son. I was just thinking, I look at it and go like, nah, I don't want him to go hungry. I need to leave him something. If he's a complete idiot, I wish I could leave him a house. So then you start thinking like that. I didn't think of anything practical like that time. It happened and I just said, I made this money. It's not mine. If we had gotten married and the girls were left me, it would have gone with her, at least half of it. And that's exactly what happened because all the money went away. The best thing was all my money was white and it was completely highest tax paid. So when it completely tanked and nobody wanted it, we literally went back and the government wrote me the biggest check. And it's what studios do to write off films. So half the film the government paid for just because I worked so much in advertising that I would get the complete checks as opposed to the government taking the money in the next 3-4 years. So it was just, the timing of it was what it was. I would never be able to make it again. I love it. It's a piece of shit. Both are okay. They go like, it's a good film, fuck off. That's the only reaction I don't like because if you want to work in the future or anytime, people who say your film's shit are never going to work with you. People who think your films are good will never work with you. People who say your films are kind of good are never going to finance your film. People who think your films are phenomenal, you'll work. The reason in the end I ended up with Julia Roberts in The Mirror Mirror, or the reason those films got made because they saw the fall. So I can't really say with any kind of loss in anything. And I just say like, I wouldn't have done those films. So I lost all my money, didn't lose the house, but to a certain extent, it just grew me in a different direction. So I don't look for their reactions. I just say that's what used to happen when you told a musician played to 5 people or 10 people or 30 people. You look at them and then the audience can have as much input to you. But when you make a film, the film's finished. Now you come to terms with it. So right now the thing that most directors hate is probably correct, which is what the studios will then show it to an audience and say, they don't buy this, they like this, they don't like that, change it. And we say, we hate that. It's not true. That's how it used to happen always with storytelling, unless you write it like literature. You try it on people. When you tell it in a crowd, you'll realize that one time it works, another time it doesn't. Sometimes somebody's gone. It just changed every time. It doesn't since celluloid came along. So for me, I don't look for their reactions. This is what it is. Are you in the correct mood to see it? Watch it.